Hey friends, welcome to our first episode of the Growth Gathering. I'm so excited. I'm Shelby.
And I'm Jouleen, and we are so excited you're here. We're so excited you're here, all of it. And so really, we're diving into the Growth Gathering together because we really want this to be a place where we just lean in. We're giving you a shot of encouragement, hopefully some practical tips, some laughs along
For sure,
the way.
some laughter. There better be some laughter because we ain't doing it if it ain't fun. So yeah, I'm so excited about this. We wanted to create space that we could share these incredible topics that we feel like the Lord has put on our heart to share, that we've learned along the way. I mean, gosh, we've both been on our journeys. For me, 5.5 years. How long?
7 years.
7 years. So surely we've learned something along this path. And we've coached hundreds and hundreds of clients with these principles. And so what we wanted to do is create space that we could learn and grow together. These are going to be brief, like 20 minutes. And so you can multitask, do all the things. And
Take a walk, fold some laundry, make some coffee while you're listening.
But our hope is that we do this here so that our Growth Gathering Zooms can be a time of community, a time of reflection, and a time of vulnerability. I just am a firm believer that breakthrough is literally on the other side of vulnerability. Those moments, when we're really vulnerable, then breakthrough just comes.
We know life is busy, and so it's like, oh, do I have time for that? But I also know that every area that I desire to get better in, I have to pour into, right? I have to give it the time that it deserves, that it needs. And so I know life is busy, kids are crazy, all the things, but really try to set time apart in your week to listen to this, and then join us on Mondays, because that's where we get to unpack it together. We get to grow together. We get to lean in together. Then magical things happen.
I know, that's right. Okay, so let's dive in. Week 1, we are actually kicking off our 3-part series, the Why Reset series.
Why.
And so we're going to talk, I feel like we're going to say the word why 100 times. So
Probably.
just get ready, because we need to talk about it. We need to talk about why is the why so important? Why is reset? Why do we need a reset sometimes? And then how do we practically do it? It is our heart to leave you with some actual practical tips on how to actually do this stuff and not just sort of lip service the whole time. So why in the world is a why important?
Well, we start out strong, right? We go, it's like, it's Monday,
Yeah.
it's January, whatever it is. You've got this boost of motivation, this excitement. And then a few days later or a few weeks later, it starts to fade, right? And so it's like willpower and motivation. We talk about it like a battery, and it starts to drain whenever you're just trying to live off of it completely. And so the why is where it shifts where your source of energy is coming from, because that why will not change. Even when you've hit your goal, even when you've accomplished whatever it is, that's still going to drive you to keep challenging yourself, to keep showing up, because it's like, we say gutty. It's gutty.
Yes.
It's in, like, it is to your core. It's what you care about. And so even when your motivation shifts, your why won't. And so that's where we want to just keep it at the forefront. It may get fuzzy sometimes, and we want to just circle back to it. But as long as we have it, that's why we want to start there, because when you have it, you've got this place to refocus on that will keep you motivated and going along.
So I was listening to you think, like, why does it even drift in the first place? Because the truth is, when you have found your why, which is one of the exercises we're going to walk you through by the end of this, is to help you really find that deep why. And like Jouleen says, it's gutty. When you find that gutty thing, like, it really should move you. I'm not saying everyone has to cry. I'm not a huge crier. Not that that's good or bad. It just is the way I'm built. But when I did this exercise we're going to teach you today, it touched a place that honestly is painful. And I think about, why does it fade? Why do we start to pull? Because we pull away from things that are painful. We don't like to be in pain. But the crazy thing is we are actually more motivated by pain. Think about the first thing that stirred in you that caused you to make a decision to say yes to your health in the first place. Most of us, it was some big medical event, some big social event. I know I tell my story that I'd seen a picture of myself that for the first time, it was COVID, when the world was shutting down, and I had honestly been hiding. I had spent decades hiding behind my kids, hiding behind black clothes, hiding behind high angles. I had been hiding, and this one photo, it was a candid photo, and y'all know candid photos don't lie. They keep you honest. And I was in the background of this photo, and I saw myself, and I was like, wow. I mean, how did we get here? I mean, I'm an old athlete. Like, in my mind, I'm still this athlete, even though I'm 100 pounds overweight. And I saw this photo, and it just took the blinders off. And that's what started to stir my heart. But the moment that moved me, that really stirred me to say yes, was this moment we were on this ninja course. It was an outdoor ninja course back then. Remember COVID? We had to do everything outdoors. We were at this ninja course thing with another family, and that whole family happens to be super fit, and their kids are fit, and my kids are fit. Everyone in my family's fit except me at this point. And everybody's going and doing their part, and my turn was coming, and I knew there was no physical possible way that I could do it, but I wasn't gonna not try. And I just knew I was gonna be embarrassed. Everything was stirring in me. The part that broke my heart was when my son, who was 14, almost 15 at the time, made an excuse for me. He said, Mom, I'm not really feeling that great. Can you come with me to the van? I gotta get something. And I knew exactly what he was doing in that moment. He was making an excuse for me. And that was the moment. That was the moment I said, it stirred in me. It said, he'll never make him. This is it. Today is when it changes.
Because you didn't ask him to make an excuse.
No, I was willing to embarrass myself, but I think he knew. And there's just something funny about our health when we hide and we hide and we hide. And sometimes it takes those moments to reveal your inner deepest why. And when I walked through this exercise we're going to teach y'all today, it actually revealed what I knew was already there, which is I desire to make myself proud of me and my kids proud of me. And anyway, that's what stirred in me. So tell us your story, Jouleen. I know it, but
I got emotional listening to your story.
I'm sorry.
Getting emotional about mine is even worse, but this is the gutty part, right? And so I know for me, I feel like I struggled with my health for a long time, and I just knew that I was limited by where my weight was at. I'm 5 feet tall, so I'm already limited.
What did it say? The short one?
The short one is very fitting. I'm already limited by my height. I can't do anything about that. But I make up for it in personality.
Yeah, girl. She showed.
But then I was limited by my weight, by where I was at physically. I lost my mom. So this was 2017. My mom passed away very, very suddenly. It shattered our world, completely shattered our world. I look back and I just remember thinking I had a 4-month-old when my mom passed. So I'm like, a mom without a mom, how do you mom through that? That's a whole other growth season that I walked through. But then I look back and all I had was memories with my mom. These things, these activities, and these things we would do. And then I look at my present life and I've got this little baby that I can't even play on the floor with, because how do I get up with the baby? I couldn't. The actual act of standing up, grabbing the kid, getting him up. But even for myself, it was this 3-point turn to get off the floor from where I was at physically. And I just thought, this is not what I'm meant for. This is not the mom that I desire to be. And so it was deep. That's the gutty side of who I desire and the memories I want to create with my kid. I physically can't right now because of where I'm at. And it wasn't that I had already been trying to lose weight, but at that point it I don't know, I think it just clicked in my brain, and this mission to change where I was physically ignited, and there was no looking back. And so that's where I tell people, I'm like, you can start 50,000 times, because whatever it is that's gutty in you that is driving you towards change, keep that going. Even if you mess up on the weekend, even if you went on a trip and you're just how do I get back to it? Go back to that why. That's why this why is so important, because you come back to it and it redrives you to move in the direction that you know is for you. It's for you. So yeah,
I love it.
We get gutty.
You got to get gutty here. And so why does it fade, right? These pain points. It's not, we both have these deep whys that we have known about for years, but I know I speak for Jouleen, we both will admit there are times where your journey just does this and that. And every time I've lost sight of the goal or gone backwards in my health, and what that means, even when you're at a healthy weight, is, I've skipped weeks in the gym. I've not been eating the way I need to eat. I've not been plugging into my source. I'm a believer, and I'm avoiding meeting with the Lord. I'm avoiding my Bible. I'm avoiding all the things. Why do I let that why fade? Because it's a painful thing. I tend to pull away from, we all do, right? We pull away from things that are painful. And what happens is every time I've slipped up in my health, I know it's because I've slipped up on remembering why I'm doing this. And so if it's happened to you, welcome to the room. Well, you're human, and it is part of the process, but that's what we want to do. We know that resetting your why, this is a great time to do it before the holidays. Whatever time you're watching this, If it's time to reset, then do it. Just like Jouleen said, you can restart 100 times. The focus is going to always be about growing through it and never getting stuck, because that's what's not okay. You should just let yourself be stuck.
Yeah.
So you're not too messed up. You're not too far gone to reset, restart, and refocus. And so that's what we're going to do. So how in the world do we do it?
Well, sometimes you're just like, okay, here's my why I want to fit in my closet. And we want to challenge you. Like Shelby said, she was like, I saw a picture and I didn't even recognize myself. And so that initial why is I want to change that image, right? But then one of our favorite activities, and we have to credit Dean Graziosi for this because his exercise, shout out to Dean.
Dean, if you're watching this, we love your 7 levels deep.
We love your exercise. I know. It's called the 7 levels deep, and you can actually Google it. You can, search for it and it'll guide you. And so the first question is, what do you want? Right? And so maybe it's just, I want to lose weight. I want to get back in my closet. I don't want to look like I looked in that photo, right? And then the next, it's going to take you 7 levels deep, and it's going to ask you, why is that important to you? Yeah. Why is it important to lose weight? Well, I want to show up for my kid and then not have to make a 3-point turn to get up off the floor. Well, why is that important to you? Because I want to be the active, present, building memories mom that I envision for myself. Well, why is that important to you? Well, actually, I lost my mom a couple years ago, and I don't want to live in this version of myself that's limited, because life is short and life is important, and every day we have to cherish it. And so I don't want to be limited by my capability. Well, why is that so important?
See, we're only like 4, we're gutty, but we're not
gutty.
Like rip it open, make it painful gutty yet. I mean, you're going to know when you do this exercise, you'll know you've gotten there, because it's going to, I know Jouleen well enough to know, you may be just meeting her for the first time on this, but I know that these things, it means something to her, and you can tell because it evokes that same emotion. That's what you're in the right place when it starts to sort of like stir something in you. And even if you need more than 7 levels, keep going. Keep asking yourself, why is that important to me? Why is that important to me? Oh, that's interesting. Well, why is that important to me? Until you get there, until you'll know you've hit a point. Once I've reached that I do hard things, number 1, to make myself proud. I know this sounds silly. Why do I make my bed in the morning? Because I want to win in the day. I want to make myself proud, and I get to start my day doing that. Why do I go and work out? Because I want to make myself proud. Keeping my commitments to myself make me proud. That drives me. Yeah. It's just having belief in yourself, then everything flows from that. Like how I parent, and then it's like, I know I want to make my kids proud. I never want my kids to have to make another excuse for me because I can't do something physically. Maybe when I'm 100 and I need you to help me eat. I don't know. But I still I hope like at every stage of my life, I'm always making the people around me see a better version for themselves, because I'm willing to do hard things and do things that are bold and scary. And
so good.
Yeah. So that's how we do it. 7 levels deep. That's the exercise. That's the challenge for the week, is do it. And then put it somewhere where you can see it. Yes. Mine is on my phone screensaver thing. We have clients that put it up in their bathroom.
The fridge is a tempting place.
Yep.
Sticking out needs to go on the fridge or in the pantry. On your phone, I think it's so good.
On the bag of Oreos, on the bag of Takis. We did an episode with our team.
Revisit that one day.
We'll talk about it at some point on here. Addictive food.
Just put it where you can see it, right? Where it's important to you, and then speak it out loud. I know sometimes it feels so silly when you're in a room by yourself to say things out loud, but there is power in your voice, and really having it come out of your mouth and back into your ears and into your mind. It just gets more ingrained. And so speaking it out loud every day on a regular basis, so that you don't lose sight, so that the busy of life doesn't overwhelm this deep, gutty why that you've got, but that it always stays present above it. One thing I love about this exercise is you can do it in more than just in your health. Yes. If you've got a goal in your finances, get gutty about it. If you've got a goal in your spiritual life, get gutty about it. In your marriage, in your parenting, whatever it is, like you can click the refresh and do it all over. And it's neat because the website will email you your responses. So you have record of them, but then you can do it all over again for other areas where you're trying to better yourself. Because I know that once my health started improving, I'm like, we gotta rehab this whole life over here. When there's better in one area, we start bettering ourselves in so many others. And then you just find yourself as this person that you didn't even recognize or wouldn't have recognized 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And that's a beautiful thing. So Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, okay, so come back for episode 2 because then we're going to talk about protecting your why. How do we do that? Life will definitely give you an opportunity to test this why. So how do we protect it? We're going to talk about some habits, some things we can do to protect our why. So come back for episode 2. But until then,
keep growing,
keep gathering, and
we'll see you soon.